Hey everybody, Ted Gravlin with today's Tedcast. And today we're going to talk about leveling up. How do you level up? What is it? And how do we start there? And what are some of the mistakes that I see folks making all the time? Why they get stuck, why they can't do it. And lastly, what are we going to do about it that we can fix it this week? Okay? So first of all, leveling up. One of the things we know is that every time your company triples in size, by the time it does that, most likely, none of the things that used to work will still work for you. The way you order, the way you answer your phone, the way you install stuff, who's doing what, that stuff all changes. One truck Chuck over here, by the time he's got 3 employees, company don't run the same anymore, okay? He's got a couple of trucks and stuff, and he's not doing everything by himself anymore. By the time he gets to 9 trucks, heck, he might have a service manager, he might have something else going on there. None of the stuff works the same. 30 trucks, same problem. Where most people stress is because they're at one spot and they're still holding on to doing some of the things the way they used to do it back there. I got a 9-10 employee company, and some of the things we're still doing like it's one truck. Maybe, for example, the owner's the only one who really sells anything. He might have another guy who does it sometimes, but really the company, if he stops selling, it doesn't work anymore. Well, that doesn't work. So we need to get out of here. How do we move from one level to the other, reduce the stress and all that stuff? So, techs that are owners say some really stupid shit, okay? And no offense to you if you're thinking this way, it just means you haven't learned any better yet. But this is the kind of stuff, if this is in your head, dude, we need to change your thinking, okay? If this is coming out of your mouth or coming off your fingers when you're typing on Facebook in a Facebook group or something, we're not mad at you. We're just telling you, man, you are still not getting it yet, are you? Okay, number 1, what brand should I sell? Oh, guys, I'm not sure. I'm just starting out. I don't know if I should sell that brand or this one or that one, or you know what? It doesn't matter. You're spending a lot more time thinking like a technician and not like a business guy if you're agonizing over the brand. A business guy makes that decision in about 10 seconds, and it's super simple. It's which one can I get my hands on that has stuff in stock, that's nearby, that has a supply chain that's going to work for me where I can get parts. They're good to me. They're giving me a decent enough price I can make some bucks. Good. We're done, okay? And I don't want to hear, well, I repair this one too often or whatever like that. You know why you're repairing that one real often? Because there's a lot of that brand in your marketplace, okay? I'll give you an example of that. Where I live, they built about 30,000 houses in the 90s and 2000s, okay? And the developer was Mission Viejo. They used Rheem for most of it, okay? That means we have a shit ton of Rheems in our marketplace. Guess what we fix a lot? Rheem. You know why? Because that's what's in the houses. Has nothing to do with it being a terrible brand. Has nothing to do with anything other than that's what's out there. So, what brand are you going to sell? It doesn't matter. Just stop, okay? Because you're thinking like a tech, not like a businessman, okay? Next one is, I'm going to get my name out there. No, you're not going to get your name out there, okay? You're going to actually develop a real marketing plan. Like, really. Tell me why I should hire your company, not just because you have a name, and why does your company need to exist in my marketplace? If I'm a homeowner, tell me why I should call you and not somebody else. Giving me your name doesn't help me, okay? If you're thinking I'm going to go to the PTA meeting and hand out a bunch of business cards and my business is going to explode, you are sadly mistaken. If you think you're going to buy a billboard with your name on it and a phone number and suddenly your phone's going to ring, you're mistaken. That's not going to happen, okay? You need to have something more than that. There has to be a lot more thinking behind that billboard than just the name of your company and a phone number to call you. I wish it worked that way, but it ain't 1971 anymore, okay? I'm competitive. No, you're not competitive. If you're competitive, if the words, well, I'm doing a competitive bid, I'm trying to be like my competition. We're not too high, we're not too low. We're kind of, you know what? You just told me they're exactly like everybody else. So what? Plain vanilla. I'm not one more 2, 3, 4 truck company acting just like everybody else. Why the hell would I hire you instead of somebody else? I could throw a dart at the internet and find a guy just like you. Don't be competitive. Stop it. Be completely different in some way that customers really want. Whatever it is that they want, go do that and do something that scares the living hell out of your other companies in your area that they can't do it. Man, I can't do that. I wish, how are you doing that? I can't do that. You're on time for every single call? How do you do that? Whatever it might be, you absolutely guarantee that to everybody, oh my God, figure something out, but stop being competitive and stop saying my prices are like everyone else and none of that. By the way, pricing is a marketing strategy. It is. Think about it. Ferrari is priced the way it is on purpose. And so is Hyundai. Okay? That tells a lot of people who you think you are, okay? If you're telling me you're the highest quality company in town and you have the lowest price and you're going to be on time, I don't believe you. There's no way you can do all those things. There's three things: high quality, low price, good service. Pick two, okay? Period. Bid. Remove that word from your vocabulary. The only time I ever use that word in my vocabulary is when I'm talking about it right now. We never bid stuff. A bid implies that you're trying to sell on price. I need to beat the other guy's price and be lower. No, you don't. You need to be a better value than the other guy, not a lower price. So stop doing it. Stop worrying about what their price is. Stop trying to outbid them. That's not the point. This is not a reverse auction where the lowest guy wins. If it was, then the lowest price guy, if it was, then Walmart would have the highest quality of everybody. That's not true, okay? It's not, bidding is not the issue, okay? So stop using that word. Where does it come from? It comes from the old construction industries way back when they used to give you a set of specs and everybody had the same spec with no difference between the work itself, and now they're looking for price as the only difference. That's not the way we go to market these days. We go to market where we're trying to be completely different work than the other guy's doing. We're not trying to do what they're doing. Why would I worry about trying to bid against their price? Stop it, okay? I just need X, whatever X is. I just need new software. That'll do it. My company's going to explode in business as soon as I get new software in place. Oh, I just need new logos. You know what I need? I need a marketing company. If I hire those guys, that'll be the end of that. Then everything will be perfect around here. You know, not that simple. There's so many things that interlock in your company to make things work better that you don't need just the one thing. If you're focused on the one thing, then you've got a problem. Especially if you're under $10 million in sales, okay? If you're at 10 million and above, you probably have processes in place, and then you're probably focused on, I just need better insurance pricing. Oh, I just need better, whatever it might be. But frankly, for 99% of the people listening to this video, you don't need just one thing. You need an entire set of processes that interlock. And if it were that simple of, I just need an inventory system, or no, you wish it was that true. So you're on this journey from technician to businessman. Where are you on this journey? And where are you trying to go? I mean, where's your skill set? Most of us, if you're like me, we're a service tech. We started out in business. We know how to fix air conditioners. We're pretty good at it. We know how to fix furnaces. We're pretty good at it. We're a good installer. You get pretty good at talking to customers and that stuff. And you can run a one-truck company all by yourself. Awesome. But that skill set needs to change into a completely different skill set to run a company with 10 employees or more. It just does. Because by the time you have 10 employees, you're not doing any of those jobs anymore. You're never going to touch a nut driver ever again in your life. You'll never have another meter. You'll never care what brand it is. You're not going to be crawling through crawl spaces. You're not going to be out in front of people selling stuff every day. You're going to be running processes in your business that do that. So there's a whole skill set you need to learn. Where are you on that journey? How far along are you? And where are you stuck? Are you stuck here, like we talked about, still doing stuff down here when you're trying to be up here? Big difference, okay? So, a couple steps in the process. First of all, number one, know your numbers, okay? I don't know how many people I talk to that I ask a question like, gee, how much is your percentage of labor for installs? And 9 out of 10 can't tell me, and the one who can tell me guesses wrong. They don't know what their number is. They don't know percentages of their market. They don't know their margins. They're guessing at it. If they do it, then sometimes they're left stuff out because they're acting like the company now that they are, not the one they want to be. For example, they're not putting sales commission into their direct costs. They're thinking they have a low overhead when they don't. They have all kinds of problems. You got to know your numbers because that's how you afford everything else you're doing, okay? You don't have a sales process. If the only way your company sells is because you get your nose involved in it, that's not a sales process. In fact, for any process in your business, if the owner has his nose in it, then you're not done doing it yet. You're not done building the process if the owner has to be involved. Just got to figure out, remove yourself from all of these things that have to happen. It has to happen. You have to do that, okay? That's businessman. Businessman is thinking, I don't need to be involved every minute, okay? So, marketing plan. Marketing plan is not, hey, I get my name out there. That's not a marketing plan. Marketing plan is not, I hire a marketing company and they do digital marketing and it's going to wash my hands of it, I'm done. I wish it was that easy. It ain't. If you hire a marketing company, and it doesn't mean you shouldn't, but if you do, then they still need some direction from you. They need to know what your company is all about. They need to know what you're willing to offer. They need to know, you need to know, and the customers need to know, and the marketplace needs to know, and the employees need to know. What is it that makes it worth doing business with you? And then what offers are you making that make people go, I need that. I can't pass that up. What is that? Okay. You need to do a marketing plan, and you have to back that into, believe it or not, numbers. How many calls do I need? I need 10 calls. I only got 5. Gee, I need to get 5 more. How much is it going to cost me to get 5 calls? Can I afford that? I don't know. What are the numbers? Can I, etc. Backing around in a vicious circle. If I get those 5 and I sell them at a certain price because I have a sales process, am I going to make money then? Back to numbers again. Funny how it always works that way. Marketing plan. Hiring plan. You have to know how many people you need to have working for you. Hey, if I need to run 50 calls this week, how many guys does it take to do that? Is it, 3 guys, 10 guys? I don't know. What are you trying to do with it? How many install crews do you need? Where am I going to find them? Are you just going to get lucky trying to poach them from the other competitors? That can happen. And it can happen actually fairly well if you're paying enough and you're taking care of your people really well. But the fact is you need a plan for that. You can't just wing it, okay? And a training plan. How am I training these people that I hire? I don't just hire folks and then throw them out in the field and let them run willy-nilly. I have all these processes I've invented. They have to do it my way, okay? This is not Burger King. This is my way, not somebody else's way, okay? We're going to do it with a training plan. So, and a training plan doesn't mean, well, we showed them how to do the paperwork and how to fill out an invoice, and we turned the guy and gave him the keys to a truck and let him go fix stuff. That's not a training plan, okay? Training plan is regular, consistent, every single day, probably some kind of training item. Okay, that's a training plan. And that's a process that you're going to have to develop like that. Think of any elite organization you can think of. NFL football teams, the good ones. We're not talking about the Detroit Lions. What are they, 0-16, 0-17 now? We're not talking about those guys. We're talking about the guys who win, the winners. Navy SEALs, NFL football teams, hockey teams that are in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Those guys are not sitting there going, well, we just hired a bunch of really good players and put them on the field and let them do what they do. No, they don't. No, they don't. They have practice every single day trying to be better than they were last week. Even if they're still better than their competitors, they're always trying to be better than they were last week. Training plan. So ultimately, it's all about business planning and coming up with a plan. So what are we going to do? Okay. Well, here's what I'm going to do. It's Thanksgiving week. I always took my Thanksgiving and spent that weekend getting my business plan ready for the following year. So that means that this Friday, take Thanksgiving with your family. On Friday, take your day, and I'm going to give a free seminar, workshop on business planning. We're going to talk about these things. How do we do numbers, sales process, marketing plan, hiring plan? How do you build all that out in an hour or two so that we can say, okay, on Friday, the 26th, this Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, at noon Eastern, we're going to do a training plan, okay, training seminar, okay? In order to participate, it's free, no cost. Go to tedgravlin.com. At the top of the page, click the training link. It says free training. You got to enter your email address because I have to send you the Zoom link, okay? You can't just show up. It doesn't work that way. You have to sign up so that I can send you the Zoom link, and then you can attend the class. Again, we're going to run through exactly how to do numbers, sales processes, marketing plans, hiring plans, training plans, all that stuff. Where you're stuck in the plateau here. If you're saying any of this stuff, I promise we won't pick on you, okay? If you're still got this in your head, you don't have to tell it out loud anymore because you should stop doing it, okay? So stop it. We're going to get you in a place where wherever you're at, where you are, and where are you going, and let's figure that out, okay? Again, Friday, noon Eastern, go sign up, and we'll talk soon.